everyone. Hi. Happy Sunday. I'm hoping we're not going to have drama with the cell phone today. Yes, cell phone looks good. Okay. So, good afternoon. Happy Sunday. It's 2 p.m. And you know, if it's 2 p.m. anywhere Central Standard Time, it is time for Ask Dr. Lulu. So I'm going to get started. I see Ellie's. Hi, girl. Hi. Yeah, my phone looks good today. So, all right, I'm going to get started. Hi, sweetheart. How are you? How was your week? It looks like it's just you and I this afternoon. So, how are you? Ellis, can you hear me? Say hello. Maybe she can't hear me. Anyway, we're going to get started. She said hello. Awesome. Very good. So she heard me. So we're going to get started. We are talking about bullying. I'm calling it Bullying 102 today. Because I have a bunch, if you know me, you know I have a bunch of videos already out there on bullying. I can't stop talking about bullying because it won't stop bothering me. So we're just going to keep talking about it. Every time I come up with something new, I'm going to talk about bullying, only because our children are completing suicide on a daily basis because they are being bullied. So I'm going to keep talking about it until they stop. So if you saw my prelude to the talk, you see that I gave a list of 6 names of 6 beautiful children. Yes, 6 beautiful children early on today. And those kids, I'm going to call their names real quick because I want us to do something a little bit different today. So the names are Mackenzie Adams, Seven Bridges, Gabriel Tay, Rochelle Pryor, Jamel Miles, and Jackson Grubb. So we're going to take, hi Amber, we're going to take 40 seconds of silence in honor of those 6 children and everyone all over the world who has ever committed suicide, or my son says completed suicide. And we're going to start now, okay? 40 seconds beginning now. Thank you. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you all so much for observing 40 seconds of silence in honor of everyone that you and I know or don't know that has completed suicide. 40 seconds of silence. Thank you so much for doing that in honor of those 6 beautiful children aged from age 8 through 14. Just look at my page and you see the names. I had posted them earlier today when I was announcing today's topic. So we're going to talk a little bit more about bullying today because I had a personal encounter with bullying through my son this past week. And so even though the topic was supposed to be autism, I decided to talk about bullying again because, of course, 2 days ago we had the little girl in New Mexico who had completed suicide again because she had been bullied. And just so many children. I cry some more until I have no tears because these little children are not allowed to live their lives to the fullest. They're not allowed to become young adults, to become the future, to enjoy anything that God has out there for them because other children aged from age 8 all the way to 14, and I cannot not get emotional when I talk about a small child who yesterday we hugged them and we loved on them, and today they're hanging from a fan. I cannot reconcile my emotions with just walking away and it's like business as usual. And I hope I never, ever stop feeling helpless as a mother and stop feeling bad and stop feeling like the world has failed these little children. We as parents have failed these kids because somehow we've missed the mark. We are not raising our kids right. Our kids are the bullies. Our kids are being bullied, and our kids are bystanders. This is not acceptable in any world, in any life. And I'm going to keep talking about it until it stops. I cannot understand why parents are raising kids who are bullies. My son was a bully. My son was bullied. And I just know my middle son is a bystander because he doesn't talk. He doesn't say anything. He's just very passive. So I have birthed one of those. Anybody in that category has been my child or is my child. And I just don't know how not to get emotional when I'm talking about a 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old. The youngest child recorded who has completed suicide was 5 years old. So I cannot understand why we are even going to think for a moment that it's ever business as usual when a child completes suicide. Really, when anybody. But as a pediatrician, I need to talk about those who are not going to talk for themselves. So I'm going to talk about the children. So today we're going to talk about bullying. I'm calling it Bullying 102 because each of those 6 names that I called at the beginning of my talk today took their own lives because they were bullied. Period. That's it. That's the only answer to that. They took their lives because each one of them, and I'm going to quote them, Miss Mackenzie Adams was told by other 9-year-olds to kill herself. They called her bitch and they said, why don't you just die now? Okay? And then there was 7 Bridges who had a colostomy, who had a medical illness that he didn't cause for himself. He couldn't help himself, and yet kids teased him about his colostomy to the point that he killed himself. Gabriel Tay was 8 years old when he completed suicide. He was beaten in the restroom of his school and knocked unconscious. Gabriel was 8. He was knocked unconscious in the bathroom, in the restroom of his bathroom, of his school, and left there. A couple of days later, he hung himself. 8 years old. Rochelle Pryor, the Australian teen, the most recent Australian teen, she had put on her Facebook post, she had said, maybe after I'm gone, the bullying and the racism will stop. Maybe after I'm gone, the bullying and the racism will stop. Mr. Jamel Miles, he had told his mom 4 days before he completed suicide. He said, I'm so excited, I'm so happy that I found out that I'm gay. He was 9, I think. Jamel was 9 or 8, I'm not sure. Forgive me. I think he was 9. Jamel was 9. He said, I can't wait to go to school and tell my friends that I discovered this. And then he went to school and told his friends, and the same friends bullied him to the point that he took his life 4 days after school started. Okay? And then last but not least, Mr. Jackson Grubb. Bullied to the point that he wrote, stop bullying. And he wrote, stop bullying because it killed me, before he committed suicide. 10 years old, he said, stop bullying because it killed me. How powerful. I hope his words live forever. So we're going to talk about bullying. We just have to keep talking about it. So I guess the question of the day is your child a bully? Do you know if your child is a bully? Has anyone watching me today taken the time to ask their kids if they are the bullies? If you ask your child if he's the bully, no, if he's being bullied and he says no, if he's the bystander and he says no, then what is your child? Yes, your child may very well be the bully. And in as much as none of us ever wants to be the parent of the child who caused another child to take their life, these are real people, these are real parents, these are real children. Case in point, my son Dubem, this past week, I want to say on Tuesday or on Wednesday, he was in the restroom and he has a high top, so he was using his pick comb to pick his hair. Okay, that's the story that we're told. Using his pick comb to pick his hair, and one of his friends said he wanted the pick comb, and then Dubem said no. His friends, okay? Dubem said no, And the gentleman basically pulled his two legs from the side, and Dubem fell and hit the ground in the bathroom. And then one person took his shoes and threw them the other way. Somebody took his bag and tossed it at a different place. And then about 6 of them, basketball players, all members of his team, all piled up on top of him in the bathroom. This is a boy that has asthma, okay? This could really honestly have gone very bad. Do you think Dubem told me? No. What happened was one of his friends, Nolan, thank God for Nolan. Nolan came in the bathroom, saw what was happening, saw that Dubem was the number 7th child on a 7-child pile-up. He was the bottom, couldn't breathe, couldn't catch his breath. And Dubem, of course, wasn't saying anything. Maybe he was, I don't know, I wasn't there. Nolan was the one that said, guys, stop that. Stop it or I'm going to go tell. And then Nolan decided to fight them and push them off of Dubem. And that's why my child is still alive today. So what am I saying? All those kids that piled on Dubem, when they were called by the vice principal, they all said it was just a joke. You know how they say it always starts as a joke, right? Until something happens, until somebody dies, until somebody goes missing, or until something happens, something bad happens. So I'm not talking about this because my son was at the bottom of the pile, but I'm talking about this because my son was bullied, whether they thought it was a bully or not, it was a bully situation or not. Here's the situation. Dubem is the one black kid, one single full-blooded black kid in his basketball team. The other 3 guys are Hispanic, then 2 of them are biracial. So as far as chocolate, dark-skinned brother is Dubem. Okay? So no, it was probably not racially motivated. But the point is, when you're the mother, that you're getting this kind of story, what do? I called Nolan's mother. I blessed her. I thanked her. I told her I'm so thankful that she has raised such a good kid. Because as we said many, many times before, 70% of us are bystanders when bullying is going on. 70. 70% of us are bystanders when bullying is going on. 15% of us are being bullied. 15% of us are bullies. But the majority of us are bystanders. Now, Nolan could have come in and joined the pile. Nolan could have looked in the bathroom and walked on by. Nolan could have done so many other things like, well, it's just Dubem. He knows it's a joke. It's just a joke. It's none of my business. He could have done anything that all of us do when we see bullying going on, whether we like it or not. But he didn't. He is the child of the week, the child of the month, the child of the year, as far as I'm concerned. Nolan is. Because he said, no, this should not be happening. Guys, get off him or I'm going to call. And he proceeded to start fighting all 6 of them and pushing them off of my child. So the point I'm trying to make is that could have gone really, really bad. This is a boy who has asthma, who was wheezing that morning. Okay? It could have gone really bad, and everyone's going to say, Mom, we were sorry, we did not know, we didn't think it was going to happen. All of that stuff after the deed is done. So what am I saying in essence? Y'all need to talk to y'all kids. You need to ask them on a daily basis, ongoing, continuously, what is going on at school. Do you think Dubem told me? No, he didn't. Because a lot of times, like we always say, kids who are bullied, don't tell. Kids who are bullies, don't tell. The bystanders stop and video. They don't tell either. Majority of people don't tell. We need to make sure that we tell our kids to tell. This is not one of those tell, rather. You don't want to be responsible for another person's death. That is murder. Whether it was a joke or not, whether you meant it or not, you don't want to be responsible for somebody else's death. And therefore, tell your kids today when you get home. Tell them now to watch this video. If you notice, I didn't do my usual preambles. I didn't say all of that, oh, I'm the keynote speaker. No, I didn't do any of that because this is like so serious. I don't even know where to start from. We have 6 children that are listed amongst many children who have taken their lives because they were bullied. And then society says, oh, we didn't know. We didn't hear about it. We cannot keep on doing this, y'all. So that brings me to, what do you do as a parent? If you know me, you know I have a blog called Words by Black Butterfly. And a few weeks ago, I think for the month of January, my blog post was bullying, something to do with, is your child the bully? I think, yeah, it was called, is your child the bully? 5 things parents should do, or something like that. I don't remember the exact name. So look it up, okay, go check it up. But the point I'm trying to make is, as a parent, if you don't want to have a child that you're going to raise all the way to adult, shut your vajayjay up, put on a condom. I'm going to keep it real. Put on a condom, don't have sex, unprotected. Then you have a child, then you blame the school, you blame the doctor, you blame the neighbors, you blame everybody but yourself for not keeping it real with your kid and doing what you're supposed to do. I have given birth to 3 boys, and I just gave you the history of the 3 boys. One was bullied to no avail. The other one is just, he's as passive as ever. Don't talk to nobody, do nothing. Then the other one was a bully. All 3 of them. Now, none of them is going through this motion again, but I thank God that my kids went through that, because I draw from that experience. It's important for me to keep it real so that people can know that it's okay to come out and say, my name is Dr. Ume and my child was a bully. It's okay. It's not a big deal because he's no longer a bully. It was a little phase in his life. What did we do? We nipped it in the bud, cut it, knocked it down, shut it down. And he doesn't do that anymore. So what I'm saying to y'all today is, when you get home, do these 5 things. Okay, the 5 things I'm going to talk about. Do these 5 things. The first thing, talk to yourself. If you're a parent, ask yourself those questions. How am I living? If indeed your life is the mirror, through which, and the window and all that, through which your kids look at life, what is your life? How are you living your life? What do you say when you don't know that your kids are listening about other people, other races? Because maybe they're Muslim, or they're not Christian, or they're gay, of course, or they're black, or whatever other category you want to put people to exclude them. What are those exclusion things you're saying that your children are listening to and taking to school to perpetrate? Watch what you're saying. Watch what you're doing. Are you arguing in front of your kids? Are you calling each other names? Are you putting each other down? Are you doing all those things that your kids are going to school and replicating on a daily basis without knowing? You stopped it because you're not a bully. I repeat, bullies raise bullies. Iyori, thank you. I was bullied as a child, and that's a whole nother issue. But yes, you're right. I mean, bullies raise bullies. But I wouldn't fully say that, because sometimes they also learn the bully behavior at school, and it's a learned behavior is all I know. It's a learned behavior, whether they learn it from their parents or from their friends. It's a learned behavior. I wouldn't say parents specifically purposely raise bullies. No, I would say the bullies is a copycat behavior. They learn it somewhere. So it might be grandparents, might be uncle, whoever. So maybe that's what you mean by raising, yes. But anyway, I digressed. But the point I'm trying to make is, ask yourself those questions. Do you have a lot of conflict at home? Do you yell a lot at home? Do you put each other down? Do you put others down inadvertently? Not necessarily because you mean to do it, you know? Do you love your children unconditionally? And I don't mean because you're giving them stuff. Because people misunderstand it sometimes. They think if you're giving your child stuff, then that means you love your child. No, that's not love. That's spoilage, if that's even a verb. You know, that's spoiling your child. No, that's not love. Okay, so giving your child stuff is not love. Teaching your child stuff is love. Real talk, okay? Putting it down, everything on the grassroots, hands-on, being there for your child, investing time into your children. That is love in my book, okay? Then, should you be in counseling? As a parent, have you asked yourself, maybe I need counseling? It's not anything bad. It's okay. Actually, I think it's growth. Because it's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to stay that way. So if you know that, are you getting counseling? Are you getting help so you can be better? Nobody's perfect, as you all know. So talk to yourself, that's the first thing. Talk to your child. Come out and ask your child the question, are you a bully? Are you a bully? If your child says no, okay. Do you know anyone that is being bullied? Ask your child. Ask your child, what would you do when you see somebody getting bullied? Engage your child in a conversation. Yes, no is not the answer. No, it's not enough. No, sweetie, let's go for a walk. Walk with me. Let's talk about this. When you see somebody being bullied, what do you do? What are you saying? What are you doing? What are your actions? Would you walk away? Would you say it's none of my business? Are you one of those kids that's like, I don't really care. I don't really know him? Do you want to be part of that for the rest of your life? A child that took their own life because you did nothing? I think it was Martin Luther. Yes, it is Martin Luther King. It was Martin Luther King who said, I don't know the beginning of the quote, but if you know it, please write it down for me. Something about we are more hurt not by the words of our enemies, but by the silence of our friends. What's the beginning part of that? If you know it, please write it down for me. Something about not by the actions or the words of our enemies, but by the silence of our friends. And so you as a friend, are you being silent when bullying is going on? What about at work? Let me engage parents. What are you guys doing at work? That new woman who maybe talks a lot, or that new woman who maybe she's related to your ex or whatever the exclusion criteria, do you also mind your business when they're talking junk about her? Are you inadvertently encouraging bullying without knowing it? We just had a nurse, was it a nurse that took her life about a few weeks ago because she was being bullied at work? It's so rampant now. It doesn't really stop with children, as you all know. So ask your child those pressing questions. What are you doing on the bus stop? What are you doing on the playground? What are you doing at school? What's happening to you? Come out and ask your kids. Then talk to your kids' friends. So talking to your kids' friends means you have to know your kids' friends, right? This is what I talk about all the time. You need to know your kids' friends. You need to know your kids' friends' parents. Because Nolan, when he called, whoever he called, told his mother, his mom and I were talking the very next day about this situation. And I asked her if I could use his name. She said, go ahead and do what you have to do. Use his name. Because that is a blessed child. Not only because he saved my child, he saved a child, period. He is going to go to heaven before any of the Bible-toting bigots that we have walking on the surface of the earth right now. Because he did a good deed. What would Jesus do? Not say, not display, do. Okay? Find out who your kids' friends are. Ask them, engage them in the conversation. Are they bullies? Do they know anyone being bullied? You know what to do. Come out and ask them. Oh yes, thank you. Ellie said, in the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Thank you. Alice is so smart, girl. High five. Yes, that's what Martin Luther King said. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. And that's why the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention says #silence kills. Talk saves lives. Silence kills. The silence of our friends. The one that I thought was my friend but said nothing. Powerful words from Martin Luther King. Okay. Then you want to talk to the school. Right? You have to go to the school. After you're taking care of yourself at home, your business at home, taking care of your child, your child's parents, your child's friends, you need to go to the school and engage the school, engage the teachers, engage the counselors, engage the vice principal. My son's vice principal called me, and my phone is always on Do Not Disturb, so I missed the call. That was Friday about 5:30. He had already closed after all of that, so I'm going to go back and call him on Monday. But the point I'm trying to make is, his vice principal called me. Is that serious? Okay? But if you're one of those parents that are not present, I call it being a present parent. You have to be a present parent in your child's school. You have to be a present parent in your child's life. You have to be present. If you don't invest the time in your kids, you don't expect it back from them. You can't be reaping where you have not sown. So yes, his vice principal called me to tell me this scenario, this thing that happened. You think I'm going to take it seriously and call him back? You bet your bottom dollar I'm going to call him back. So the point I'm trying to make is, if you are present in your child's school, their teachers will know, it's so-and-so's child. Or if your child is about to bully a kid, they will know, my mom knows all my teachers. They're going to tell my mom in a heartbeat or whatever. The point I'm trying to make is, be there. Show up and show out for your kids. Be present in their life, in their school, in their friends' lives, so that when their friends say, Dubem's mom, no, I'm not going to do that, or whatever, I don't know. I only use my name usually because I can, and my son obviously because I can. So go to the school. You have to realize that the school teachers, counselors, they are your allies. They are our allies. They are our eyes and our ears at school. They are an extension of us. We have to trust that they're going to do the right thing. Even though those 6 names that I called, every last one of those 6 parents said, and I quote, that the schools said they had no idea. The schools didn't do what they were supposed to do. That's a possibility. But we have to keep trying and engaging the schools and engaging them and calling just because and showing up just because. Telling them, yes, I'm off on so-and-so day. Call me if you need me. Being present in the school so that your kids will know that I can't do this because my mom is going to hear about it even before I get home. You know, in Nigeria, in those days, when you do something bad at school, if you're Nigerian and you're watching me, holla at your girl. If you do something bad at school, what happens? The story would have reached home. And on the way home, all your aunties will be paddling you on your way home. Child abuse maybe, but it worked. The point I'm trying to make is, your child will think twice before they do something because they know that their mom is going to hear about it. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? And the fact that the teachers are your allies. We have to assume and believe that they're there for us and that they're there for as our, I don't know another adjective to use, but they're on our side, okay? And then last but not least, talk to me. Talk to your child care provider. When you found out that your child is a bully, because it happens. It happened to me. Your child could be the bully of which we speak. Call for help. Call your doctor, your therapist, your psychologist. You cannot be ashamed to do this. You have to be seen as allowing the rest of the village members, the rest of the village that it takes to raise your child. You have to be seen to allow them to do what. Sometimes you have to step back and let someone else come and help you raise your child because they are the experts, because they know better. Because me as a parent, I'm going there as a parent. I'm going there with a parent mindset. I'm not going there as a therapist because I'm not my child's therapist. I'm my child's mother. And so allow the therapist to do what they're supposed to do. And he helped my son. It helped him a lot when he was going through whatever he was going through. We took him to counseling for 6 months, and don't you know, we understood what was behind his acting out and bullying other kids. We were able to come to terms with it and understood why he was doing it. And of course, it stopped. But now, guess what? Tables are turned. He was the one that was being bullied last week. So the point I'm trying to make is, reach out for help. It's okay to ask for help because there is help. There are therapists, there are counselors, there are all kinds of people out there just waiting to help your child. So do the right thing and ask for help. And you'll be glad you did, because your child might be a bully today, but you don't want him to grow up. You know, nothing stays the same. They can either get worse, get better, or well, I guess maybe stay the same. But most people change, okay? And you want to enable your child to do better. And I think, to me, if you can do those 5 things, i.e., talk to yourself, find out where you are, your responsibility, your role in this, your child's situation, okay? Talk to your kid, ask them those hard questions. Are you a bully, son? Are you a bully, daughter? Because it's not only boys that are bullies, girls are bullies too. You know, speak to your kids' friends, Find out from your kids' friends what a guan. Are you guys aware of anybody that's being bullied? Are you bullies yourself? What's going on? Talk to the school. Be a present parent in the schoolhouse where your child is concerned. Be a present parent. Let them know that, oh, hi, Mom. Let them know that you're in your child's life. Talk to your child's school, okay, yourself, your child's school, your friend, and then talk to your counselor. Sorry, I got distracted because I saw my mom, but and then talk to the counselor or to me, the provider, the psychiatrist, the psychologist, the pediatrician. Just ask for help is the bottom line, and your kid, I promise, will get better, will do better, and 10 years from now, they're gonna be like, Mom, thank you, Dad, thank you for stepping in and doing something about it. I mean, that's all there is. That's all she wrote, basically. Okay? And so that's all I have for you all today. Sorry, it was a very serious note because, we have 6 kids and more and counting. I just picked those 6 names just because, I don't know, because I called. So don't forget to share the video, please. If you found anything useful in this video, please share it widely. Tag your friends who are parents. Tag your friends who have teenage children. Log on to my blog, subscribe, and read the full article about the bullying. It was from 2 articles ago, so read that up. And of course, for those of you who have not heard yet, my book debuted at #1 on Amazon Hot New Releases. I'm a hot mama, so please go get the book. I'm going to put the link in the comments somewhere, but it's actually on my page, the link to Amazon. Oh, and now it's on my website. So you can get it for $1 whole less on my website. So go hook a sister up, get the book. It's only like 30 pages. I'm not sure why it says 622, but it's only 30 pages long. So there's a link to my website. And for the San Antonio dwellers, my final thing to say to you is I have an event coming up March 30th. If you haven't heard yet, it's coming out March 30th. It's going to be called Dr. Lulu's Parenting Your Teen Workshop. If you're watching me and you live in San Antonio, please tell your friends in Converse and Schwartz shirts and wherever, all of the Cibolo and all the surrounding areas. We're having a program called first ever Dr. Lulu's Parenting Your Teen Workshop. You want to come and listen to and just kind of be in the building for that event. I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be nice. We're going to have community leaders speaking. We're going to have some teen speakers. My son is going to be talking. Other kids, other teenagers are going to be speaking about their experiences, about life, about being a teenager, being bullied, being a bully, all of that stuff rolled up into one. But most importantly, you're going to hear from parents like you who are going to be sharing their experiences, who are going to be talking and telling you some tips that work for them and some parenting hacks, I guess that's the word now, and just things that you want to do that will help you with raising your child. That's about it in a nutshell. Let me see about the comments. So I had Ellie say hello. Hi, sweetheart. And Felicia said hi. And then I have a bunch of people on my page. Wow. You folks need to, oh my God. Let me see. Alisa Brevard, Casey Pelone, Amber Robbins. Hi, Amber. Chris Galadima. Hey, Ronke Jalil. Hey, girl. Happy birthday belated. Adedeji Bukola. Hi, sweetie. Iore, thanks for your comments. I love it. Samantha Blue. Catherine Seda. Buenos dias, mi amor. Jessica Alba. Hi, sweetheart. Kenneth Iwuji. Wow, nice. Tessie Mia, my cousin's wife. Hey, girl. Ifi Anyogo Sunkwa. Welcome to the building. Lydia Alta. Hi, Senior Lydia. Bridget Lyles. Hi, sweetie. Tonyo Kolo. Nice. Muy bat. My friend with whom I'm well pleased. Victoria Fumi. Hey, girl. Valentine. My cousin. Hi, hi, hi. And they all said hello, hello, hi, boo, and all that good stuff. Thank you so much. Shamika. Shamika said hello. Hi, Shamika. Iori said you stopped it because you're not a bully. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I was a bully. I don't know. I'm just saying that, as you grow older, you get wiser. You have to change your ways if you see that one way is not working, period. Ellie says she was bullied by someone whose parents were passive. Well, there you go. Ellie said that she was bullied by someone whose parents didn't even acknowledge the fact that their child was a bully. Thank you, Ellis, for that comment. Thank you for that comment. Miss Navea, buenas tardes. I hope you come to my program, Navea. Tell your friends. Nenengweke, Tiffany Dixon. Hi, Tiffany. Tiffany used to be my patient. She's all grown up. And of course, Ellis wrote my little thing for me. Her Royal Majesty Chinyere Mumza. Okay. Her Royal Majesty, we're not worthy, right? Felicia Arrington is watching. Judeka, hi, sweetheart. Ngozi, my mom. Brenda Kanti. Aisha Yusuf. So nice, so nice. So many people. Ifani is in the building. Hey, sweetheart. Muibat. Shade Smith. Nikki Gator. Everyone is doing so well. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate everyone just joining me every Sunday. You know that. I do shoot from the hips. That is true. I try to keep it real as much as I can. I don't know what else to do. No, you were not. As a childhood friend, I should know. She said I wasn't a bully. Thank you. Muibat and I go back, way back to when we were, I usually say to when we had no breasts because we were in high school together, boarding school. We were bullied, right, Muibat? We were all bullied, but yeah, we didn't bully. But it doesn't matter. Bully or not, what I'm saying is the children of those days are not the children of these days. In our days, and if you're an adult, you can join in this. In our days, we had a little bit more resilience, okay? You got bullied, but you didn't go hang yourself, okay? It wasn't an option. It wasn't even something that even crossed our minds. For us, it was like a path to adulthood, like a way to yeah. So it was like a path to success, so to say. We were just like, okay, you're a bully, okay, all right. You know, you don't go hang yourself. But kids today, they do. So we have to change, you know. Change is a constant. So if you keep on doing the same thing, what do you get? The same results. Was that Einstein that said that? I don't know. That I think she said craziness or insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. We have to change. We have to adapt. We have to morph. We have to disrupt because things are happening that never used to happen in our days when we were kids. Yeah, we were bullied. That is so true. But we were different, a different breed, so to say. And I think maybe because my opinion is that we played outdoors. Now, hear me out. We played outdoors a lot. That's my opinion. And because we played outdoors a lot, if you push me, I'll push you back. Okay? But now these kids, they're not playing outdoors. They're all on their tablets. They don't make eye contact. They don't know what it's like to be maybe even teased a little bit. They don't know any of that. You don't have enough likes on your post and you go hang yourself. I mean, they don't understand what it means to maybe let some things go, you know. Not the big ones, because calling someone a bitch and a racist and telling them to go kill themselves is not small. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying just the little things. The ones that are not such a big deal. No, but telling my 6 people piling up on my son, 6 basketball players piling up on my son is not a joke. Okay, I'm not belittling that at all. But I'm saying as an example, the littler ones, the ones that maybe go cutting because of whatever reason. We didn't do that in our days. And I have a nice comment here. Our son, 10, was being bullied on Friday. One boy was calling him gay repeatedly. This boy has done this to our son before. I'm glad that his teacher doesn't tolerate bullying. You see what I'm talking about? So that's what I'm saying. So it's happening, but you see what Felicia just said? Her son was being bullied. It was a repeat offender that was bullying him, and the teacher stepped in. So the teachers are our allies. High five to that teacher. And probably high five to Felicia because she probably rolled up in there too. You guys know my story. I rolled up in there whenever my kid was being bullied by someone else's kid. I rolled up into their house and knocked on the door. I was like, come on, Shaniqua, let's talk about this, you know, woman to woman. So yes, you know, speak up for your kids. Be there for your kids. Do what you got to do for your kids. So your kids can stay on earth and grow up to take care of you, right? That's what every parent wants. So if you have any more comments, let me have your comments. Otherwise, thank you all so much for joining me every Sunday. Go get my book. It's $8.99 on my website. I give you guys a discount. And it's still on Amazon. We did number one for 1 week. I think that was awesome. I don't think I'm number one anymore because my son looked the other day and said, Mom, you're no longer number one. She looked yesterday. But hey, I debuted at number one. That's not easy. Do you guys know anybody who's a bestseller? Yeah, that's what I thought. So me neither. But now we do. Y'all know me and I know me. So let's make this thing happen. I'm getting a lot of love. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next Sunday. As usual, inbox me what topics you want to hear about and we'll talk about them. As long as something acute doesn't happen, we will talk about, the world is our oyster. We have the rest of our lives to do these Facebook Lives. So I'm going to come every Sunday and we're going to talk about stuff every Sunday. I may have to make a pivot if something acutely happens. As you know, we should always be prepared for something to happen. And if it does, then we'll react. So thank you all so much. I will see you all next Sunday. Okay, God bless you. Thanks, Mom, for joining in. I know it's hard and I appreciate it all the way from Nigeria. Okay, thank you so much. I'll see you all next Sunday. Okay, people. Let me try to hang up.